Life's got its ups and its downs, just as me and Big Brown. But we keep moving on, won't stop till we've won. 2015's coming and you guys should know that we're still Big Dick Bandits, Big Dick Bandits, Big Dick Bandits, yeah! Gonna be total idiots, Big Dick Bandits, Big Dick Bandits, yeah! Hashtag I'm never growing up, oh Big Dick Bandits, Big Dick Bandits, hashtag making songs up on the fly.
Yeah.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
2014 coming to an end. Finally,
really
kid. We have some awards to give out.
Well, this is the end of the year, and I think we should start with best guest.
Best guest. So this is the 2014. It's been a good year, solid year, real solid year, and this is our list of awards for you guys. This is what Brian and myself came up with. I think you might be surprised with some of these, Evan the Beard.
Best guest.
Best guest. Evan, who would you say? And then we'll tell you who we picked.
Best guest. I would say Ronda.
Ronda was great.
Ronda was very good.
But Ronda, in fact, was she 2014?
Yeah.
She was 2014.
Yeah, we had her on twice in 2014.
Yep.
She's fantastic.
She was great. She was very good.
We love Ronda.
Ronda was really good.
That's a good
Chris
pick.
D'Elia is always really funny. Had him on.
He's good.
Jeremy Piven was great.
Yep.
Piven was
The guy's
good.
got a ton of stories on him.
We have very good guests.
Rogan was solid.
Yeah, Rogan's is a good one.
You ready for
I
this?
go with Ronda though.
You going with Ronda?
Yep.
Jason Ellis.
Oh,
Ooh,
that was
Jason Ellis was solid.
Wild Man Ellis.
Wild Card Ellis.
Always colorful, always fantastic.
I'll tell you.
Who is it?
Tim Ferriss. So much fun.
Yep.
Yep. Will Sasso. Will Sasso.
All right.
The man.
Sasso
The
wins.
fighter, the kid, and the man. Will Sasso. He was our favorite.
Always just too funny to pass up. And I'm gonna call him. He says, "Try me running around slip slop." He called me a slip slop. Try me. I said, "Might call you. Try me running around slip slop."
You gonna let him get away with that?
This is Will Sasso's acceptance speech for Fighting the Kid 2014. Best guest of the year.
Let's see what he has to say.
Hope he answers.
I hope you guys can hear this.
You can definitely hear the ringing.
Yeah, we can hear it ring.
Yeah, when Will and Brian get together, it's hilarious.
What? I'm busy.
Will, this is the fighter and the kid, man.
Tell him what he's won.
It's the fighter and the kid, the show you've guest starred on a couple times.
Will, I miss you. This is the fighter, not the kid. I love you, man.
Oh, hey, what's up, Brandon?
Well, listen, we've won an award.
Who's that?
It's Bryan Callen. It's the kid.
Oh, no, I know a guy who calls himself Brian the Kid Callen, the stupid nickname. You're Brian Callen the Kid?
Bro, you're being obnoxious.
What
Just
do you mean?
you won an award. Do you mind if I get it out? Okay.
What?
We've had a lot of great guests on our show, and you
Hey,
just
maybe we're having a bad connection, but you sound like you're being kind of a shit right now.
I'm not being a shit. Just listen. You won an
When can
award.
I come back on the show?
Excuse me?
I said, when can I come back on the show?
You can come back on the show whenever you want. You happen to have won Best Guest of the Year. So we wanted to see if you...
What? I won Best Guest of the Year?
Yeah, so do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, just 1 year? Just that 1 year? I'm the best guest just for the 1 year?
Well, that's so obnoxious. Yeah, just this 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, I got to tell you something. I want to come back on the show, okay? I ran into Joe Rogan the other night. He's a dear friend of mine.
He's not a dear friend. He's my dear friend. You kind of know him.
Okay. And you weren't around, for some reason. And I texted Brendan going, "Where's Brian?" He said you were coming out. Brendan said, "Brian's a liar." But he's right.
Hey, man.
This is true.
All right,
But
fine.
here's what we're going to do. When I come back, with all due respect to Joe, we're gonna turn the focus to you a little bit, because I heard a little podcast.
Yeah.
Made a little something called The New Yorker, and I didn't really. I'm not sure I liked what I heard specifically out of you.
What?
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah,
Listen,
Sasso.
Sasso, hold on. I was caught off guard. I didn't know what was I supposed to do, man?
All right. Well, we're gonna talk about that when I come on the show. Okay.
All right, that's fine. I mean, it feels like a threat, but whatever.
No, it's not a threat. And you know I don't know the fight game, of course, anywhere near as much as the fighter or even Joe Rogan, the analyst, or the kid, or whatever you want to call yourself.
Yeah, I'm the kid.
But it's not even about that. It's about friendship, and I'm coming on the show.
Yeah.
Listen, bro.
Sasso.
Listen, all right, that's fine. What are you doing right now, Will?
Right now I'm packing because I'm going to Canada, where your show is not available.
It is available. We have a big fan base in Canada.
Oh, you do? Well, hi to all the listeners in Canada, and of course the United States, and the rest of the English-speaking world. This is the man,
Hey.
of the man, the fighter, and the kid. With
No, bro.
regardless of your faith, color, or creed. Remember, we're all together and against North Korea.
Dude, you're being very generic right now.
If you are one of the 3 listeners of the man, the fighter, the kid in North Korea, congratulations on getting internet. But please unsubscribe from the podcast and kill yourself.
You're telling North Korea to kill themselves?
I'm telling all North Korean listeners of the man, the fighter, and the kid to commit Harry or Shogun or whatever Tom Cruise helped the other guy do at the end of the Samurai movie.
Oh, Will, all right, you're being very insulting to North Korea, and I don't think that's very safe for us, but that's fine.
Well, that's okay because it's not on my airwaves. And when you listen to my podcast, and you should absolutely subscribe immediately to the 10-minute podcast that's starring myself and the 2 other guys. I think Brian's one of them.
Chris,
Don't
The
check
2
that
other
out.
guys.
Yeah, Crystalia. Yeah. And what's his name? Delilah?
Crystalia, you son of a bitch.
Crystalia, yeah. Go check out and subscribe to 10-minute podcast, and there'll be no talking about North Korea or Brendan's career. But when we do talk about that, I'll be coming back on the show to talk about that. You can bet both your balls.
Yeah, Sasso.
Thanks, Will.
Love you, man.
Hey, Will, go fuck yourself, all right, buddy?
Go fuck yourself more.
Bye-bye.
Go fuck yourself more. That's the man, Will Sasso.
Will Sasso,
Got
ladies
my
and
back.
I think the first
One night
acceptance
only.
speech went pretty well.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
It
pretty
was-
good.
I-
Yeah.
Better than I thought.
I thought it
Better
was
than I
very,
thought.
very good. I'm going to text him. I'm texting him now. Way to ruin our show. Ruin our...
Nah, he did great.
No, he did.
So what's next on the list? On the
What-
award show list?
Best moment of the year.
Oh,
Well, let's see what Evan thinks.
Best moment of the year.
this is good.
There's a lot.
Ugh. The best moment of the year has got to be the podcast we did after Rogan's, the most recent one.
Oh, that's...
That
You know,
is
that's...
legit.
well, it certainly was our highest rated
It was.
Highest rated
podcast. We got
ever.
crazy numbers.
But the best moment for me would be the day, right on that whiteboard, this 26th of July, when Brendan Schaub crossed the line with the kid.
Remember that?
I remember that.
You remember?
And
I said a few things about Brian's kids, and it was over the line, and I apologize.
I just said we can't air that, not because I'm sensitive.
No, you
but
weren't
because-
offended.
I wasn't offended, but it was just like, whoa, that's a little too outrageous.
I went
And
over the top. I was all
went over.
jacked up on Mountain Dew Red and coffee, and
got a little
I
crazy.
got a little crazy.
So I had to say, I was like, you know what? We have
We
to
had to
cut
edit
that part
that
out of the show. So you guys didn't hear all of the show. I literally said, Evan, cut that section out.
We got
because
a
it's just
pretty big argument.
you couldn't believe it, but then you realized I was right. I'm going to say the best moment, and I think the best moment wins when after Brendan lost to Andrei Arlovsky.
Well, I beat him, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was 2-1 fight.
Yeah, but when we were here and you started to cry on the podcast.
Thank the fans.
Yep, because you couldn't believe how much support you got.
Legit tears, my man.
You legit started crying. Do you know that?
Straight
I
up.
heard him, yeah, and I think that's great. I mean, I think he comes through in a way that few people do, and I think that's part of why people want to come back and listen and hear you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Be more sincere next time.
No, but I think when there's a person behind the experience, you know, it's like when you feel like it's landing somewhere. It's really nice. That's what
People
makes a
connecting.
connection when people give a fuck. Yeah.
Well, I think I was
were
saying this to
buying
Brendan.
in.
I don't think you ever look bad when you're vulnerable because it's such an honest moment, and everybody in the world, unless you're a sociopath, has those moments. And most of the time, we have to keep.
You just don't want to have those
ourselves.
moments at the wrong time. He had it at the right time. If you just started wigging out and tearing up for for
every
no
show,
reason,
every show,
people are gonna be like, "What?"
Well, right
The
before a fight, you don't want to do.
Yeah, no, right, exactly.
No, the other thing too is, we don't really go over anything. It's just raw.
You know, guys
too,
that
like, we
smile
don't
a
talk
lot.
Yeah, we don't plan.
You know,
on it.
statistically, guys that smile a lot at weigh-ins. Teddy Atlas used to talk about fighters making
lose, right?
silent deals. Yeah, sometimes they go down because they're not. Every now and then a guy will smile, and it's got nothing to do with the way he's feeling. But some guys get a little bit conciliatory, a little bit sort of. Boxing talk about all that all the time. Guys used to make a deal with Mike Tyson. It was a quiet deal. I'm not going to hit you. I'm not going to try to go after you too hard. And they would walk in there and just try to do a lot of holding.
Really?
Yeah, all the time.
So
all the
wait,
time.
So you're saying when
Fighters
guys,
talk about having backed up at the end of a fight, rounds 11 and 12, like they didn't go after him because he felt bad for the guy.
really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Manny Pacquiao talks about it.
Well, you see
Absolutely.
that with Pacquiao. I saw
Co-
it, with
Pacquiao
Cotto.
said with Cotto,
He
he's
said
like,
he didn't
nah,
want to
man.
hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He
You gotta
said
be
that
at-
to
you
him.
gotta be at
what's
another
his name
level.
said that about Ali? When the guy with the best jab in history, what's his name? Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes, yeah.
Larry Holmes said that. Well, he fought Ali. He was the guy that put Ali sort
He
of
was also
into
Ali's
sort of
sparring
semi-retirement.
partner,
Early
Dude,
on, he was the sparring
Ali
partner.
just checked in the hospital.
Ali just checked in with pneumonia, but they say he's going to be okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah,
Crazy.
but he didn't want to hurt him, and that was the money fight, and Ali wanted the fight, but he's like, I don't want to hurt you.
Dude, it's insane.
Yeah. Weird position to
you
be put
said
in.
when they're smiling at a weigh-in.
Statistically, I read it was
I think it's 70%. The guy who smiles loses.
something like
Some
there's
crazy statistic
a
like that.
percentage
I
where
fucking
you're
smile
more
last
likely if the dude is smiling, but it's why the person's smiling. It's not.
Why didn't you tell
It's not
us
about the smile.
before the fight?
It's got nothing to do with the smile. It's just got to
cost
do with
me
the
the fight.
mindset. I didn't catch you. I
Cost
didn't
me the
coach you to fight.
We lost the fight.
But it's interesting, sort of
It
the
is
deals
weird,
that
right?
people make psychologically. Yeah.
Next award, and it's probably the worst award.
So hold
to
on,
win.
what was the biggest one?
Best moment that was the Arlovsky.
It was the Arlovsky.
Arlovsky.
When he cried.
I
But
had-
I like your.
Yours is legit.
I steer more towards what made me laugh really hard in here. And
True.
You crossing the line and Brian.
And then argue.
Like one of the only times I've ever seen Brian have to come back and be like, maybe that was a
And
little
that's hard to
questionable.
get me there.
If
Yeah,
you cross
it's
the
tough.
line with Brian,
Right?
you're
You gotta say
you're
some
literally
shit.
you may end up in prison,
Bro, it's on our board in the office here. It's the date 6/26.
It's
2014.
really hard to cross
It
a
says
line.
Big Brown finally crossed the line.
finally
with
crossed the
Bryan
line.
Callen.
Yeah.
It's been up there for 6 months. I refuse to let anyone erase it.
Cannot erase that.
Well, it's very hard to cross a line with a guy who has no boundaries. There are no lines to cross.
It's
If you
crazy.
find a line with Brian to cross, you did something
It's
wrong.
like doing a porno and the girl just be like, "This is just
Yeah.
too dirty.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's too
excuse
much.
me.
Yeah.
We just did a gangbang. It's too
Yeah.
much.
I've
It's too
always
much.
I've always found the world to be way too uptight. And
Yeah, totally.
Well, that day, we
Yeah.
did
It's just
it.
not worth it. It's
The,
just not worth it.
The next award, probably the worst one to win, but still funny. Worst story of the year. The worst story of the year. Evan?
Oh man, there have been just so many
There's been some bad ones.
great ones.
I've told some bad ones that go nowhere.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, this
I-
Starbucks
if-
Christmas blend is fucking...
See, the story was probably so bad that I just pushed it down and just
Forgot
mentally
it.
blocked it out.
Well, it's I
It's
wasn't here.
you weren't here. It was when it was the man, the meat, and the fighter.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Mitrione's Thailand story, where when he left, me and Will Sasso roasted him for a solid hour, and Sasso went over his story as Hulk Hogan into Hulk Hogan voice. We
Matt-
love Mitrione.
We love
We
Mitrione.
love Matt.
Congrats to Matt.
When
Hey,
I-
Matt, I don't have your phone
We
number.
did this last show. When God damn it, man.
Congrats.
Welcome to
Listen,
show business, my man.
I know.
Oh, that was a great story.
Yeah.
The Thailand story to nowhere.
I've still not heard that story.
Mitrione.
you guys went bad on me too on that podcast.
Oh yeah. You miss a show, we go bad on you.
It's unbelievable.
We go bad on you. Mitrione's story about going to some hotel, cab fare. It took probably a half an hour of our lives.
And
He was good
and
on the
there was no
podcast.
payoff.
There was no payoff.
It just all of a sudden the story just ended, and
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I didn't know what the
I've had
point
those
was.
moments
He was
too.
a great
I
guest.
tend to do that. I'm like, oh boy.
He's a good guest. Funny story. Next one. This is tough to pick because Brian's a genius with these. Best song out of a show. Brian sings every episode, damn near. He has to. He's obligated by contract to sing every show. I don't know if you guys know that.
That's right.
So he has to come up with a
them in
song
my car.
every show. Best, most catchy song of the year.
Easy. easy. The original Big Dick Bandits episode.
Yeah,
Has to be.
You got
There
it.
you go.
Craziest moment. And now this can be. So we've gone on Adam Carolla. We've gone on Loveline. We've gone on how many shows? I mean, you name it.
A lot of shows.
A lot of shows. And this was by far the most craziest moment of the year. Ev, you were not there. It's when we did the Jason Ellis show
The Roosevelt Hotel.
at the Roosevelt Hotel.
Yeah.
And he rented out the suite upstairs. And we walk in, and there's 30
Naked girls.
naked girls,
Naughty naked girls.
drugged,
Cats.
drunk out of their mind.
Oh, yeah.
And they asked me to submit every one of them. They asked me to wrestle these
You had to
girls.
wrestle the
And I'm
girls
like
on the
this
floor.
with Jason Ellis. There's cameras. I'm going like this, Jason. No, man.
Right.
Not
Somebody gets
doing
hurt,
this,
some
bro.
weird happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is weird.
Right.
They started they jumped on him.
Really?
Guess who threw me under the bus again? The worst friend ever.
What did he do?
The worst best friend ever.
What did he do?
Bryan Callen.
What did he do?
He
Yeah.
goes, I'll hold your chains. I look at him to bail me out, and he goes, I'll hold your chains, bro. And I went, thank you, Brian. I'm hitting Brian's leg like this, like, bro,
Right,
for
right.
sure get me out of this. He goes, I'll
Yeah.
hold your chains.
I
Could
come
hold
up
your
empty-handed. I'm like,
chains.
oops, don't know how to
So
improvise.
then I
in
got to
this
choke
moment.
these girls out, man. I have to
Yeah.
choke some girls out.
Yeah.
I choked one girl out. I think it's done. His girl jumps on my neck.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's how you get injured.
Had to body
Little
slam a
things like
girl.
that.
Had to body slam her.
You did body
Andre the
slam her.
Giant style.
Yep.
Body
All these
slam her.
things, it happens.
Your body slam.
Every now and then you walk into a
That was the
hotel room,
craziest
bunch
moment
of
of the
broads
year,
hop
and I was
on.
sweating. I was a little uncomfortable. It's hard to make me uncomfortable. But that was the first sign that you'd throw me under the bus.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Well-
And then it only got worse from there.
I just didn't feel like I had to protect you from very.
You don't
very
think you could have
curvy,
said?
very curvy tattooed suicide girls.
You don't think you could have said anything? Nothing.
Well,
you
I
said
did say.
you took my chains.
No, I said not everybody at once. He'll wrestle a couple of people.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think I did a good job.
All right. Breakthrough of the year. What was the one thing that took
These are kind of lame categories sometimes.
Are they?
Well, sort of like breakthrough of the year. Like, really? Since when is that? You just came up with that? I didn't even know you came up with that.
breakthrough of the year? I'd say the Joe Rogan
Wait,
show's
you guys.
a
This is so
pretty
funny.
big subject.
Wait, we have to take a picture of this because you have stars. You've written out.
Oh yeah, like
He's
an award show.
Wait, he's written out in a notebook, and lest we forget, he has stars next to every category just for himself.
Right.
Hold on. I'm Instagramming this right now.
Well, then people are gonna know what awards they won, man.
Bro, I don't really care. How's that sound?
It's the award list.
There we go.
It's
Just
the
a
award
bunch.
list.
You've got stars next to Crazy Moment, Jason Ellis. Now you got.
Hey, real quick, Brian,
Breakthrough
you're
moment.
you're 50. It's called being organized and reading the awards. Hey, welcome to the number one podcast
drew a
on
star.
iTunes.
I drew a
Welcome to the
star.
number one podcast on iTunes.
Whatever, bro. I'm
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, are the stars there so in case you lose your place?
Hey, real quick. I'm sorry. Are you going to take the SATs? You have jeans and a hoodie on.
Hey, bro. I'm eternally youthful. And that's why they call me the kid.
No, you call yourself the kid.
No, they do.
They do.
The people
They
say.
do. Who's they?
All of
Your
them.
wife?
people.
Your wife and kid? You make
Everybody.
play the kid?
No, they don't. But the other people, the people are like, they're like, the kid. What's up, the kid? I get that a lot.
People.
When I walk down the street, the kid. I didn't know you were so tall in person.
Off that, Kenny.
The kid, look at how wide your back is. You're not a medium. I hear a lot of stuff.
You're not a medium, they yell.
The kid, what's up with your high, tight rump? You got a lot of fast twitch muscle or what? Why don't you play ball?
Before you shitted on the awards, breakthrough show of the year, Joe Rogan show.
Yeah, all right.
That was
Moving
a tough
on.
one.
I'm already bored with these events of the year.
It's because you have ADD.
I might ruin it for everybody.
It's 'cause you have ADD. You have ADD.
Toughest show of the year?
By far, and this goes on you, Ev. Do you know what it is?
No, I knew.
Can't wait.
It was
This-
the LA Social Media Week when we got there, and there were literally
8 a.m. show.
Yeah.
Nine people in the crowd.
a lot less than that. In fact, for a long time, it was basically zero. I mean, I'm
great.
talking about an auditorium. There was zero. And then the people that actually sitting there were people that worked at the event.
That's great. I
They
love
work at the event.
anything that feels like that because from stand up you just feel like there was so,
So
many
we-
situations
Bro.
that we've
Nah.
been involved with. You can't help it
this
coming
was a
up like,
theater, you
oh
can
no,
have-
that's hilarious.
You can have the
of course.
Academy Award.
Theater. A theater.
Right.
But we killed
Hold
it.
up.
Yeah.
That turned
That's
into
great.
one of my favorite shows of the entire year because Brian just like went into this like weird like autopilot brain mode where he just started like ripping on people in the audience.
Yeah.
What? Brian never does
The
that.
9 people in the audience.
Oh, you
started
Yeah,
playing
there,
with
were,
him.
there were 9 people there, so he's just like, screw it, I'm just gonna tear everybody apart.
Yep.
And it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And they loved us, and they wish they booked us later when there was more people there. They thought we were some bullshit.
Well, when you
Right,
book
yeah.
us at
8 a.m.
5:30
Friday
a.m.
at 8
on
a.m.
a
Yeah.
Friday.
5 o'clock in the morning on a Friday.
When I got there, I was like, wait a minute, we were rushing to get here at like 9 a.m. Whatever.
And then Brian goes, "Told you."
Told
Kept
ya.
telling me, "Told
Told
you."
you. Told you. Yeah.
Because Evan the Beard
you
talked
know
me
from
into
crowds,
it. I
yeah.
talked Brian into it. Brian didn't want to do it.
You know the kinds of people that listen to you aren't going to wake up at 6 in the morning. I mean,
No.
they might now after you get popular enough, but for the
Even
most part,
then.
you're not going to just show up. No, of course not.
No.
Demographically, who do you think's listening?
It was fun though.
True.
I mean, you're not doing a podcast about corn. Who's getting up at 5 a.m. to go see it?
It's a farmer's
Farmers.
only
Yeah,
podcast.
Come on, Brendan.
Yeah.
Brendan, doing the live show was fun though, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was a good
Wait.
time.
That's the future of the show.
you-
Is obviously having a show on Fox Sports, and then also we're going to be doing them live on the road. That's the future.
Podcast,
That's why we do
a
it.
podcast about corn. You know, the thing about my ears,
The worst podcast.
Yeah.
our audience
Yeah,
is farmers.
it's called the shucking hour.
Guys, I ate 2 bowls of porridge this morning, and this brought to you by McCann's Porridge.
That's right.
You ready for this one? And I guarantee you can guess it. Worst idea of the year.
Koozies.
Koozies. Brian wanted to make fun of the kid koozies.
Still think
I
they're
went,
good.
who the fuck uses koozies anymore?
Still think they're good. It's a good idea. We'd make them 4.
Hey, tell us where you got the idea from. Guy on the side of the street selling koozies. He goes, I'm watching this, calls me on his phone.
Yeah.
This is the conversation we have. Hey, bro, it's me. I'm in Dallas. I'm watching this guy on the side of the road just slanging these koozies, man. I mean, he's selling these things for $5, $8
yeah.
bucks. We can
Yeah.
get them for $1.
You want to hear something really
Yeah.
pathetic?
Who's
You
been
ready-
around
ready
for a long time?
confession?
You made that all up?
Hold on. You ready for a total confession?
Yeah.
So guess who didn't see a guy on the side of the road doing
You
that?
didn't?
I didn't. Somebody told me about it. And I go, I'm using that story. So I call you up like with my incredible business idea, and I'm like, dude, saw a guy today. I'm a liar. Even to my friends.
Secondhand koozie.
I told the secondhand.
A secondhand
And then when
koozie
you
pitch.
poo-pooed it, I was like,
I just shitted on it right away.
Immediately.
I went, do you hate money? I said, you know what? Do you want to start selling used electronics next, Brian? I mean, what are we doing?
I'm
are
not
we
a
a
good,
pawn
I'm
shop?
not a good businessman.
Oh man, I love it.
I don't have good ideas.
I love the
Ooh, this is a tough one.
Best
Best story of the year. Best story of the year. There's a lot of them. I'd say overall, Brian had the best stories of the year.
Brian
But
told some
I'm saying just-
really good shitting his pants stories.
Yes, but just one
Oh,
story
it's
out
a
of the
great
whole
one.
year.
I've heard it.
I got more.
Tremendous.
And I don't know.
It's gonna be a
How about
tough
you?
one to pick.
I don't know.
Great one.
I don't know if I could narrow it down to one.
Yes, this is the crackhead robot with Sam Tripoli. But most of the
man.
listeners didn't get to hear it because that was the episode where
My mic was out.
The mic blew.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Sam Tripoli.
he was a crackhead robot. He met him on Hollywood Boulevard.
He was one of the performers
Oh,
on
yeah,
Hollywood
yeah,
Boulevard.
yeah,
the guy
no,
starts,
no,
smoking,
no.
the guy starts
Yeah.
smoking crack, and I think
Right.
Sam was
Locks the
smoking
door
crack.
and then wants to suck Sam's dick.
Sam goes, how about you let me suck that dick?
And he was in a robot uniform?
Yeah, and
The
Sam was
robot
like,
guy.
And the guy was Sam was like,
Wait,
no,
wait,
man.
what door was Sam behind that got locked with the robot crack smoker? How'd he get involved
in
in
a
that
hotel.
Hold
situation?
on, good questions.
Yeah, yeah,
Sam
okay.
was
So,
smoking
yeah, I
crack
know
with
the
him.
robot on Hollywood Boulevard. Here's what I don't know. How to get into a room with the guy while he's smoking crack so that he'll even ask me whether or not he can suck my dick. Because I don't go to rooms with robots on Hollywood Boulevard. So that's how you avoid that happening. Good story, though. What the fuck?
I don't
That's a legit point.
I don't go to rooms
Yeah.
with robots.
Yeah, we just skipped over the part where he landed in a hotel room with a robot guy. How'd that happen?
I didn't think
Fuck
of that.
outta here.
I thought he just wanted to smoke some crack.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly reasonable. Yeah, no, so I'm in a guy, I'm in a room with a robot, and he just starts smoking crack. Oh, he was out of line smoking crack.
Fighter in the Kid Army got you to change your nickname.
That's a great
The hybrid
that's a good one.
to Big
Yeah.
Brown all came full circle.
That was huge.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Big, right? The fans voting, tweeting Dana and Bruce Buffer. That's all Brian Callen. That was all you.
Well,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it was good, too.
I do it for the fans. People are like, "Oh, don't you like the hybrid?" I don't. If the fans love Big Brown, I love Big Brown.
there it is.
Fans love Brown
I like
Knight,
Big Brown,
so I
too.
go with Brown Knight. Big Brown, Brown Knight,
Don't say Brown Knight, okay?
Brown Knight.
Don't say that anymore.
The Brown Knight's coming.
You're Big Brown.
The Brown Knight's rising.
The Brown Knight.
The Brown
The
Knight.
Brown Knight.
I'm the Brown
What would
Knight.
I be? I'd be the Ruddy Knight.
No, you're
Yeah.
Robin. You're clearly
I'm
Robin.
100% Robin.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to get your costumes for the next fight. You could walk out in your poo-colored Batman outfit.
We'll like say
Right.
mocha.
You walked out by Robin.
That lovely young lady at Starbucks today was giving you the hungry eyes.
Yeah, she was.
Wow.
Jeez, lady.
She couldn't help
I'm just
herself.
trying to get my Christmas
She
blend
had to start
rose.
talking to you. She was looking at you. She was going. She literally was looking you up and down. And she was kind of like with kind of an outraged look on her face. She's like, "What is this?
Yeah.
What is this? Was the muscle parade in town?" Like she was looking at your camo pants. You're busting out of
muscle
your camo
parade.
pants. You
Sounds
got
like a gay
tailpiece on
magazine.
you.
Big old dick in the front.
Muscle parade.
Muscle
magazine.
parade. Yeah.
Muscle parade.
That's a great.
I don't want in that
Yeah.
parade.
No, you're getting in the parade.
You're in the muscle parade. You
You're
got
getting
the
in the parade.
muscle fountain.
I like her pickup line. Because I'm wearing an Abbott Kenny Fight Club shirt. She goes, "Is the first rule of Fight Club don't talk about
I
it?"
actually like that line. It
Yeah,
wasn't
like
bad.
it
That's a good
too.
line.
She was
That's a
good.
good line.
She hit you with that. She goes, "So, you like guys allowed to talk about your Abbott Kinney Fight Club?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "That's a good line." And she was coming at you,
Come at me hot.
hungry eyes.
I have to shut her down.
Develop it. You ever see somebody who's super good looking, strapping, and made a living in a model, but also happens to be hilarious and a novelist? It doesn't exist.
Brendan looks straight at me. He's like, he just described me.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
No. And I'm not really referring to
There's for
guys.
sure one of
no.
those
Guys
right
aren't
in front of you.
rewarded in the same
You
way.
are
I'm
an exception.
certainly an exception with the personality.
hashtag personality of the year.
Hashtag personality of the year.